Hi there! Welcome back to another episode of Design Tales, where we chat about books that make us think a little differently, but without making our brains hurt. Today, we're diving into a real gem. It's Good Services by Lou Downe, and trust me, whether you're commuting, getting your sweat on at the gym, or folding laundry like a domestic ninja, you're gonna want to hear this. So, what's Good Services about? I know. Services doesn't sound like the most exciting topic in the world. But stick with me, because Lou Downe's whole thing is this. Services are everywhere, and they should simply just work. Like, imagine a world where you could navigate government websites without feeling like you're trying to crack a Da Vinci Code, or where your customer support call didn't send you into an existential crisis. That's what this book is about, making services better, smoother, and less rage-inducing. And honestly, I'm all for that. Alright, so grab your coffee, your water bottle, or whatever's keeping you going, because in the next 10 minutes, we're going to talk about what this book's about. The 15 main principles that Lou lays down for creating good services, some real-life nightmare examples of services' strengths, weaknesses, and all that jazz. Some real-life applications, and how this stuff actually matters to us. And, of course, some closing thoughts to get you going. Ready? Let's do this. So first, let's set the scene. Good Services is like Lou Downe's guidebook to a less frustrating life. Lou has worked in a government service design sector, and they know a thing or two about what makes services good. And what makes them absolutely terrible. Their core message is simple but profound. Everything is a service. From hailing a cab to paying your taxes to ordering a pizza, it's all a service. And whether or not it's good depends on whether it meets your needs without making you want to throw your phone at a wall. Spoiler alert. Most services? Not that great. But that's where Lou comes in, showing us how to fix that mess. The book's not just for service designers or tech geeks either. Whether you're a business owner, a customer, or just someone who's tired of filling out unnecessary forms, Good Services speaks to you. And who doesn't want things to work better? Alright, let's break down these 15 main concepts. Don't worry, I'll keep it light, quick, and useful, just like a good service. Coming up first is that good services are easy to find. Imagine you're late for a meeting and you need to book a cab. If you can't find the booking button in the app, well, you're toast. A good service is easy to find, right when you need it. If users can't find your service, it's not going to get used. Secondly, they clearly explain their purpose. What's worse than landing on a website and thinking, wait, what does this even do? Good services tell you up front. This is what we do. No guessing games, just clarity. It's like walking into a store and knowing exactly what aisle has the snacks, straight to the point. Third, they set clear expectations. Ever been halfway through a process, like ordering food, and then boom, surprise. Extra charges or hidden steps. Good services don't do that. They're upfront about the journey. What's happening, how long it'll take, and what you need to do. At number 4, we have Good Services work in a logical order. Nobody wants a service that feels like a maze. A good service takes you through steps that make sense, like going from point A to B, not A to W. A logical order makes things feel seamless. Next, they should be consistent throughout. Here's a pet peeve. When the experience on your mobile app is nothing like the website, or worse, when the person on the phone gives you completely different info than what's on their help page. Good services look and feel the same across all touchpoints. Trust is built when things match. Next, they meet users' needs. The first time ever had to contact a service over and over to fix the same issue? Good services are designed to work right the first time. No endless back and forths. Imagine being able to call your internet provider just once. Yeah, I'm dreaming, but Lou Downe makes it seem possible. At number 7, we have Good Services are inclusive. Here's a biggie. Services need to work for everyone, not just some ideal average user. Think about accessibility features. Can someone who's visually impaired use your service? Can someone who's not tech-savvy navigate it easily? Good services don't leave people out in the cold. Next, they are accessible to everyone. Inclusivity goes hand in hand with accessibility. Accessibility is about ensuring that everyone, regardless of abilities, can use the service. No one should need to figure out how to use a service. Next, they provide help when needed. Ever get stuck and have no idea how to get help? Good services know you'll hit a snag and provide help exactly when you need it. It's like a friendly hand popping up saying, "Need a little guidance? I've got you." Number 10 is that they make the process simple. Simplicity is key. Complex processes with too many steps? Nope. Good services keep things streamlined. If you can shave a step off, do it. Simplicity doesn't mean dumbed down. It means thoughtful and easy to follow. Next, they respect users' time. Nobody likes wasting time. Lou Downe insists that good services should be fast and efficient, like getting through airport security without wanting to pull your hair out. Respect your users' time, and they'll love you for it. Next, they keep the user informed. Ever sit there wondering what's happening after you've submitted a form? Good services keep you in the loop. Whether it's an email, a text, or an in-app notification, users want to know what's happening and when to expect results. At number 13, they work across channels. You shouldn't have to repeat yourself to every new customer support agent or input the same info into different platforms. A good service works seamlessly across channels, whether you're switching from a phone to a laptop or talking to customer support. The penultimate one is that their polite good manners never go out of style, even for services. A good service should treat users with respect, no matter how frustrating the situation might be. Remember, politeness counts. And last but not least, they help users understand when they're done. Users need closure, whether it's completing an online purchase or filing a complaint. A good service makes it crystal clear when the task is finished. No lingering doubts or missing confirmations. Now, you might be wondering, okay, these principles sound great in theory, but why do they matter so much? Here's the thing, bad services cost companies money. If your service is confusing, inconsistent, or annoying, people are going to abandon it faster than you can say for 104 error. We've all had those moments when a service drives us insane, right? Let's talk about real-world examples of companies that have failed these principles. First, we have the airline booking nightmare. Ever tried booking a flight and wondered why you're redirected a million times just to confirm your seat? That's a classic case of good services work in logical order gone wrong. Second, we have the gym membership that won't let you go. Canceling a gym membership should be easy, right? Many gyms make it nearly impossible to quit, often requiring in-person cancellations or making you jump through hoops. This breaks the rule of meet users' needs the first time. Let us quit in peace, please. And third, the big one, is the government forms that never end. Filing taxes or applying for permits is often a never-ending loop of steps that don't make sense. They're notorious for failing to keep things simple or consistent across platforms. Let's talk pros and cons, shall we? First, this book is super practical. Lou doesn't just rant about bad services, they give you the tools to actually fix them. Whether you're a designer, business owner, or someone who just wants life to suck a little less, the advice is actionable. It's also refreshingly straightforward. No business jargon bingo here, thank goodness. Lou writes like they're talking to a real person, which makes the book feel like a conversation, not a lecture. So, yeah, thumbs up for that. If I really had to nitpick, I'd say good services is a little light on examples. I mean, they give some, but I wanted more real-world horror stories. We've all had those "oh my god, this is the worst service ever" experiences, and more concrete examples would have driven home just how bad services can get. But hey, maybe Lou didn't want to trigger us. Now time for some quotable gems, shall we? Here's one I love. The best services are those that people don't notice. It's so true. When services work, we don't think about them. But when they don't, well, you've seen people lose their minds on Twitter. Another one is that a service that fails to meet its users' needs isn't a service at all. Boom. Mic drop. And finally, a good service never requires the user to learn how it works. Yes, you shouldn't need a manual or a 2-hour YouTube tutorial just to figure out how to navigate a website or app. Think about it. No one teaches you how to use a door handle, right? It's just obvious. All right. How do we actually use this stuff? Real-life application 1. Creating simple customer journeys. Think about Netflix's cancellation process. Canceling your subscription is literally a one-click process. Netflix gets it. Good services let people do what they need to do quickly. A good service shouldn't trap you. It's like that one friend who never overstays their welcome, and you kinda love them for it. Next one is consistency across platforms, and Apple does this so well it almost feels like magic. Whether you're on a MacBook, iPhone, or iPad, everything just works the same. You don't have to relearn how to use features because Apple has mastered the art of keeping its services consistent across devices. So keep things consistent. Whether it's mobile, web, or in person, users shouldn't feel like they're in a whole new world with every interaction. Another one is to designing for flexibility as different users have different needs. Enter Spotify. Whether you're creating a custom playlist, letting Spotify suggest tracks, or just shuffling through pre-made ones, you're in control. The service adapts to how you want to use it. Lou's whole thing is about giving users control and flexibility, so your service isn't rigid. So build services that adapt to users, not the other way around. So, if you're in the service industry or designing anything customer-facing, this book is your new Bible. Even if you're not, think about it next time you're interacting with a service. If it's bad, ask yourself why. Are they not following Lou's principles? Probably not. And if you run a business, you can ask your customers what confuses them or what drives them nuts. Don't assume you know, go full detective mode and fix those invisible failures. You'll thank yourself later. To wrap this up, good services is like that friend who tells you the truth about your life. Yes, it's a bit uncomfortable, but ultimately, it makes everything better. Lou Downe has given us a roadmap to better services, and whether you're designing them, using them, or just trying to get through life without losing your cool, the principles here are pure gold. If you haven't read it yet, give it a go. You'll never look at the services the same way again. All right, folks, that's it from me. Thanks for joining me on this Good Services deep dive and hanging out with me on another podcast of Design Tales. If you liked what you heard, hit that subscribe button and share this with a friend who could use a little less chaos in their life. Put in the comments how you liked the book and don't forget to comment on which book you want me to talk about in my next video. Catch you next time.